What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new story. Today we have a story of a kid in the subscribers class who keeps on bragging about how he has a real job, but he's just a Discord moderator. But then the kids and the subscriber in the subscribers class learn that the Discord mod has a girlfriend slash kitten slash whatever cringe thing you want to call it. And let's just say that it is a very sus situation. It is very, very Chris Hansen-y, if you're catching my drift without YouTube being big mad at me. So yeah, with that being said, leave a like in the video to claim your free nothing, and let's jump right into the story. So anyways, we're going to call the subscriber who submitted the story Aiden. So there's a kid in Aiden's class who we're legitimately just going to call him the Discord mod. I'm not even going to give him a name. I'm just simply going to call him the Discord mod. And here's the thing. No disrespect to the Discord mods in general, because I have a Discord server and some really great people mod that staff. But there's definitely a certain characteristic. Like you can, when I say Discord mod to you, you kind of have an image that pops into your head. So whatever image that pops into your head, make them even worse, and then multiply that by 7, and you have the Discord mod in this story. So anyways, there's a kid who comes into class every single day. He wears the exact same anime hoodie. He wears the same outfit every single day. He has this stained, greasy, kind of like crusty at this point, so it's like kind of like stiff because it's so crusty and gross, anime hoodie that he legitimately wears every single day. And the thing is, right, since the crust and the grease and the slime, it just never leaves the hoodie, people have just kind of come to the conclusion that the Discord mod has just never washed the hoodie. And then he also wears the same slides with no socks every single day. And let me just say, those dogs are barking. And these are some sickly, gross dogs that are barking right now, dude. Like, it is really, really bad. So anyways, this kid comes in every single day. And one day, he sits down. And this is before anyone knows, like, really that he's a Discord mod. I mean, they probably guessed it by, like, some other reasons. They weren't surprised by it, is all I'm trying to say. But I don't know if they guessed it, right? So he sat down one day. He's like, what's up? Also, yeah, I always make all the guys I find annoying in these stories Cartman voices. It's just how it is, right? He's like, wow, it's so hard to be so responsible sometimes. And, like, at this point, Aiden, the subscriber, and a few other kids are sitting around him, and they're kind of just like, what? He's like, it's so hard to be responsible sometimes, man. I'm so mature and responsible. And they're all just like, okay, this kid is obviously baiting us into asking, oh, why are you so mature and responsible? And then just allowing him to go on some kind of probably like tirade of, how he's better than everyone or something. Very standard spoiled kid Discord mod behavior. You already know how it goes, right? But they kind of look at him. And Aiden is not giving him an ounce of satisfaction, so he doesn't say anything. And so the Discord mod's like, it's so difficult to be mature and have a job. And at this point, Aiden was like, oh, did he, like, start working at the local CVS or something? Or what's the word with that, bro? Like, what? He's like, yeah. And at this point, like, Aiden's actually kind of curious what the job is. He's like, oh, what's your job? He's like, oh, I'm a full-time Discord mod. It's very difficult. And let me just say for a second, no disrespect to any of the mods on my server. They've had to deal with a lot of crap, and I'm never there on purpose because it's Discord. I can't show up, right? I can't do that. I'm sorry, guys. But they deal with a lot of garbage, so shout out to them, and it is very difficult. However, they're not going around being like, oh my god, I'm so mature. I have a real job. It's called being a Discord mod for 7 servers. Like, no, bro, they're not doing that. They're actually, like, they are real people that actually exist, unlike this kid he's not a person, bro. Man's just a full-on clown. But you'll understand why I'm going so hard on him in a little while. I mean, I kind of gave you an idea in the beginning of the video why I'm not a fan of this guy. But anyways, he's like, yeah, I have to mod 6 Discord servers. It's very difficult. I spend a lot of time, like at least 20 minutes every day, doing my Discord. It is such a difficult job. And at this point, Aiden's like, oh, so do you get paid? Just because he knew that the Discord mod kid definitely did not get paid. Sorry to my staff, I'm still not paying you. Anyways, you'll get a union if you'd like. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Anyways, right? So, Aiden's like, oh, so do you get paid? You're like, well, no, but I mean, do volunteer firefighters get paid in money? No, they get paid in respect. And I am respected around those Discord communities. And Aiden looks at him, he's like, oh, so they respect you for being a Discord mod? He's like, exactly. When I walk into the general chat, they all bow down to me because I have the power to mute them, not permanently ban them, but I can kick them temporarily, and they don't want to mess with me. So when I come in, they all bow down to me, and they understand one thing about respect, and that it is must be served up. They're all kind of just looking at this kid like, bro, he needs to chill out, bro. So they're all kind of like, Aiden and his friends are kind of like, oh, so you got a lot of respect around here. And the Discord's mod's like, yeah, basically, that's what I'm trying to say. I just got a lot of people respect the work I do. It's really difficult. Not anyone could be a Discord mod, bro. And Aiden's like, okay, cool. Like, I'm sure that respect will translate to around here. And he's like, and then the Discord mod's like, yeah, I'm already, like, noticing little things. Like, people are looking at me, and it's definitely not the stain on his shirt that's been there for a month. Oh, it's definitely, like, oh, I think they're just looking at me, and they're like, whoa, I wish I could be that guy. And Aiden and his friends are like, okay, sure. That's cool. All right. Yeah, but okay, so the next day comes around, and the Discord mod continues to talk about how he is so mature and he has a job. However, it's funny. The Discord mod was sitting in the back corner of the room where Aiden and his friends sat that day. The next day he comes in and he sits in the middle of the room to the left, where a different group of people normally sit down. And Aiden and his friends legitimately heard him say word for word, bar by bar, like exactly what he said yesterday. Be like, oh my God, I'm so mature right now. They're all like, what? The kids up there are like, bro, what? He's like, oh, dude, I have a job because I'm an adult and I understand that adults just got to have jobs, bro. And they're all like, what? They're like working at the mall or something. He's like, no, I'm a Discord moderator for 6 servers. And they're all like, okay, I wouldn't call that a job. He's like, yes. And they're like, okay, do you get paid? He's like, no, but I get paid in respect. On all those servers, they fear me. And look, and the next day comes around, and Aiden and his friends are sitting back there, and he sees the Discord mod sit at the front of the class, is now talking with a group of girls, and Aiden just can't help himself, so he goes up to the front of the classroom to sharpen his pencil, but he literally, like, rotates the pencil sharpener at, like, 1 rotation per minute, because he just wants to hear exactly what's happening. So the Discord mod sits in the front of the class, where all the girls are, and he's like, hey, girls, what's good? And they're like, hello? What? He's like, oh, man, it sucks being so mature all the time. And they're all kind of just like, what are you saying? Like, I just don't understand. And he's like, oh, man, I'm just so worn out from my job that I have. They're all like, okay. He's like, do you want to hear what your job is? They didn't even ask. They're just like looking for the person who asked on this one. Oh, wow, he doesn't exist. No, but they're like, okay, I guess. By the way, if someone responds to you, okay, I guess, and they add in the I guess, that literally means no, bro. That means they're really not trying to hear or do or agree to or whatever they responded to you with. Take that as a no, basically. Or take that as the most reluctant yes. They're like a yes because they probably have to, but a no if they had a choice. Whenever someone says I guess after okay, you already know you're in the dog park at that point. But anyways, he's like, yes, I have a job and it is moderating 6, count them, 6, and he puts up 5 fingers, which, genius right there, 6 Discord servers. And they're all kind of looking at him like, what's a Discord server? And the Discord kid literally like falls over in his chair laughing like, oh my God, guys, you don't know what a Discord server is. Like, do you guys not even join your communities of interest? Do you not even like join the TV shows that you watch that may or may not be My Little Pony as well as me? And you don't join the Discord servers to figure out like the other people of interest? Oh my God, guys, laugh and point. Yeah. Turns out that no one was laughing and pointing with the Discord mod because, believe it or not, most of them had a healthy social life. Not saying if you're on Discord 24/7 you don't have a healthy social life, but I'm also not saying that you do. So feel free to join my Discord server, but spend like 20 minutes or less per day. Just healthy rule of thumb. Just make sure you're getting out there. If I have to teach a lesson to the masses, go outside. Grass is green. Grass is good. Fresh air is good. Meet some people outside if possible. Human interaction is pretty important. Just a little word of advice. But anyways, the next day happens. And the Discord mod has already made his runs like around the place, explaining to everyone how he's so mature because he has a job or whatever. And this is where things start to go really, really, really south. Really, 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 really south, right? It just gets really suspect because these kids were juniors and the Discord mod had repeated the grades several times, which is fine. Sometimes you need more time to figure things out. However, this means that the Discord mod had turned 18 like a month ago. So he was officially an adult. So yeah, this is where the story starts to turn a little bit south. So anyways, one day the Discord mod comes in and he sits down next to Aiden and his friends. And Aiden and his friends are looking at him like, what's good, bro? Do you have to tell us about how mature you are again for moderating Discord servers? Because we've already heard the shtick, bro. We've already heard it. I don't think we need to hear it again. We got it. I understand. He's like, no. Hi, guys. Are you guys single and sad? You look very single and sad, Aiden. And Aiden did just happen to break up with his girlfriend 2 weeks ago. So he's like, well, actually, matter of fact, yes. Very recently. Aiden doesn't even know why he admitted to that because it's literally just giving the Discord mod more fuel that he definitely does not need. But he's like, oh, that's a shame because I've been in a long-term relationship for a while now. And she's beautiful. She is beautiful. Oh, yeah. And they're all kind of just looking at this kid. Discord mod's just like singing in a corner. Like, what was that song? Oh, no. The song is I'm Beautiful no matter what you say. I thought it was like that was supposed to be, I don't know. Anyways, sorry, guys. Discord mod can't break out into song anymore. But Discord mod was like talking about how he's got that like, oh, my God. She's so beautiful, guys. Yeah. And they're all like, oh, like, tell me about her. He's like, okay, well, she's my kitten. And they're all like, oh, cringe. No. Okay, so just another word of advice from the Connor Pugs channel. Don't call someone your kitten. That's fucking weird, bro. Stop. I never swear in the channel. I only swear when it's serious, and that is serious. Don't call anyone that, okay? Okay? Anyways. Yeah, so he's like, yeah, she's my kitten, bro. We've been together for so long. It's so great. And they're all kind of like, some of them started to raise some eyebrows. They're like, for so long? Like, how old is, what is the average age range of the people in your servers? He's like, oh, like 13 to 16. And they're all like, the Rock meme where it's like that explosion sound effect and he raises his eyebrow. Insert that right there, right? And they're like, oh, where did you meet your kitten? He's like, oh, in one of my Discord servers. Insert Rock eyebrow emoji or eyebrow meme with explosion sound effect again. And they all started looking at each other like, hey, yo, Chris Hansen. Yeah, but anyways, they're all kind of looking at each other. And he's like, yeah, she's pretty great. And they're like, oh, how old is she? And he's like, that is private information. I'm not going to talk to my kitten. They're all like, oh my God. Oh my God. And Aiden looks at his friends, and the Discord mod eventually gets up and sits somewhere else to brag about his quote unquote kitten, right? And Aiden talks to his friend. He's like, dude, we might actually have a crime on our hands. Like, this is like serious, bro. Like, we need to investigate. Like, we need to like go in and try and investigate this stuff, because what is happening right now? Yeah, so sure enough, the Discord mod is sitting there, and, he leaves his computer to go up to use the bathroom for the next 6 hours, because all he eats is Cheetos all day, so his bathroom trips are half of his life. But anyways, while he's off in the bathroom, Aiden and his friends sit down at his laptop, and, like, they see it, and they're like, okay, like, it's open. Like, there's no password. Because the thing is, he just left it. Like, he just left it unaccounted for. So they all sit down, and they're like, oh, God, it reeks over here. And I shouldn't say reeks, because that has a different connotation. It smells so bad over here. Oh, my God. Oh, God, what is this? And they sit down, and, like, Aiden's like, dude, I'm not touching this keyboard. You look at the keyboard, it is literally 50% keyboard, 50% gamer grime, grease, and Cheeto dust. It is the most disgusting thing ever. It is exactly what you expect a Discord mod keyboard to look like. 1-for-1 matches up 100%. If you saw this keyboard, you would have been like, okay, he definitely moderates at least one Discord server. Like, at least one Discord server he moderates, at a minimum, right? So, they're like, okay. They go open his Discord account. There's like 1,000 notifications. They're like, oh my God, like, we're never going to find this out. And they kind of like quickly glance through the names or run the cursor over the names to see who's texting. And that's when they see kitten, heart, and they're like, oh my God, this is definitely her. So they open it up, and she's like, hey, Mr. Moderator, I was wondering if you wanted to have a movie night tonight. I don't know. That's the best voice I could give. And so they're basically like, they find this, like, they scroll, they find this person's profile, right? And they click it, right? And they copy down the information. And after copying down the information, they start scrolling through the messages. And one of Aiden's friends is sent on hall duty, basically to make sure that the Discord mod, when he's coming back, like, from the bathroom, which could be centuries for all the Cheetos he eats, and no water, drinks no fluids except, Red Bull and Cheetos. His diet exists on that, so he basically just goes to the bathroom for 7 hours per day. But anyways, when the Discord mod comes back, one of Aiden's friends will see it and then run back in the class and be like, go, so you don't get caught. Anyways, Aiden is scrolling up, trying to find anything incriminating, but unfortunately his friend runs back. He's like, he's coming back. Must have just had to go pee. So, like, Aiden, like, exits out, stands up, and they all go back to where they're sitting. And the Discord mod sits down, starts typing away. The thing is, though, Aiden got the contact information for the Discord's mod's quote-unquote Discord kitten, right? So the idea is he's going to go add this person and just ask some information, some very basic information. Say he's a friend of the Discord mod. So anyways, Aiden and his friends, they go back home, and today is a Friday. So they go back home, and they were planning to have, like, a get-together anyways. So they decide that they will be Chris Hansen. They will be Takeshi O Spaghetti-O Word, right? That's their job today. And they take it with pride. So they sit down, and they create a Discord profile together. And they try and be like, okay, what possibly could I make this, right? And, another thing I forgot to say that they got information from, they checked, like, the 6 Discord servers that he was in, and they found the one that she was in so that they could add her naturally and pretend that they are friends or whatever, right? So, yeah, anyways, they make this profile, and it's like they're in some kind of, like, specific anime something, which is fine. You can like what you want. I'm not bashing that at all. But they were in a very specific, like, anime show one, and so they make the profile pic, like, the main character from the anime or whatever, and they join that Discord server. And they see at the top of moderators, it's like the Discord mod is very intimidating. Oh my God, guys. They all have so much respect for me because I'm a moderator in this server. Yeah, but anyways, they eventually find his quote-unquote kitten, right? And they talk to her in chat. They're like, hey, I'm new here. I was wondering if you would like to talk about whatever, right? And she's like, oh, yeah, sure. I'd like to talk about this anime or whatever. What do you want to talk about? Something like that. I don't know. And she's all like, they're all like having a conversation. The whole idea is they're going to make this guise of friendship so that they will eventually be like, oh, can you add me on oh, no, that's her voice. Oh, can you add me on a private chat? And she'd be like, okay, sure. And then they'd be like, how old are you, by the way? I'm 14. Just like that, because that's how we handle serious situations like that. Explosion noises. Anyways, so yeah, that's the plan. And let me just say that there is a massive plot twist. Not only the fact that, you know, it's a little suspect, but there's a massive plot twist. This is one of the best stories I've ever received. So you definitely want to stick around and hear this out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying right now. Anyways, if you made it this far into the video, comment Discord down below. That'll be the secret word of the day. I'll try and heart a bunch of comments to say it, but I can't really guarantee too much because I got a lot to do today. But either way, comment that down below. And also, make sure that you, or if you prefer listening to these on Spotify, I have a Spotify link down below. All the stories are being re-uploaded on there now. And also TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. TikTok is where I repost my short videos. And then also Instagram and Twitter where you can submit your own stories. They'll be linked down below. And finally, the best way to support the channel is two things. First, finish watching this video all the way to the end, which the ending is pretty great, so I bet you'd want to do that either way. And then after you're done, go ahead and watch another story video. Like just watching another one after this one signals to YouTube that, you know, the channel's doing well, helps us reach new people. And a super easy way to do that is the Storytime playlist in the pinned comment down below. Makes it real easy to watch these videos. Anyways, let's get back to the story. So Aiden and his friends, they make the profile account and they log into the Discord and they find the Discord mod's quote-unquote kitten, right? And they talk to her and they're talking about like anime or some crap, right? And eventually they're like, oh, hey, like they send a friend request and she accepts it. So they start talking privately, right? They start first of all talking about like anime or whatever. And then eventually they get around to the asking of the age. And she's like, oh, I'm 15. Uh-oh, Mr. Discord mod. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, so anyways, they're like, oh, okay. And they pretend that, like, they're going to keep on with the conversation, and they're pretending like, okay, whatever, like, we're just going to pretend like nothing very shocking just happened. We're going to pretend like we didn't have a shocking revelation of just a little bit of truth, right? We're just going to pretend like we didn't hear that. We're just going to pretend like that just didn't happen. Yeah, they basically end the conversation after that because they have all the information that they need. And they sit down, and they're like, what do we do? Like, what are we going to do about this? Like, the kids at school need to know. And Aiden and his friends are like, I just don't know what to do about this, right? So they call up one of their friends. That someone that is also in their class, but they're not as close with. And this is where the craziest plot twist of the story happens. So they're sitting down, and they're talking with this friend, and they basically are like, dude, they're like, I knew the Discord mod was like weird and stinky, but he's also like a weirdo too. Like, look at this. And his friend is like, okay. And he's like, I don't know if I should, you know what? It's going to come out anyways, so I might as well tell you. And they're all like, what? Because at this point, they're like, you know about this? And he's like, yes. Like, did you know that the Discord mod and his kitten have never showed their faces to each other before? And at this point, Aiden, wait, did I call the main guy Aiden? Yeah, Aiden's like, wait, how do you know that? He's like, you also know that, you know, the Discord mod has never FaceTime with this girl. They'd never seen each other before. He's also never video called with her, never voice called. They've only typed. They've never spoken. They've never seen each other. And they're all just kind of like, dude, how do you know these things? Like, do you know these people, like, personally? Are you close personal best friends with the Discord mod? Like, how do you know this? And basically, the friend of Aiden and his friends goes on to say, do you ever think that, you know, this kitten wasn't actually who you think she is? And they're like, wait, wait a minute. He's like, do you ever think that this kitten isn't even a she? They're like, wait a minute. He's like, yeah, I think you guys caught on, but I set up the Discord mod to see, and I made it very clear my age and who I was as this kitten, right? This is a honeypot, bro. This is a trap. And I've been planning to come out with this information on Monday when you get back. Everyone's like, yo! Yeah, so basically this kid in Aiden's class had been found the Discord mod very interesting and just wanted to see if, like, he would fall for such a thing. And, yeah, he did fall for such a thing. And he apparently, right, the friend of Aiden goes on to explain that he's made it clear a billion times that his character that he played was 15, right? That was not 18, had quite a range from him, right? Made it very abundantly clear, did not like, he was the one who started talking to her. He came on to her, right? He made it very clear that he was 15 a billion times, just so that, like, when the chat logs came out, the chat logs came out. And basically, right, he explained to Aiden and his friends that on Monday he was going to start telling people, revealed that the kitten that the Discord mod was, like, bragging about was actually him pretending to be a 15-year-old. So, yeah. Let me just say that that was the most craziest night they've ever had, having that revelation. I'm just like, oh my God, like, wow. So, yeah, Monday comes around. And a word gets around school so freaking quickly. Like, it is the quickest thing that gets around school. Like, basically, this kid just tells people and says, hey, tell everyone else. Like, make this spread. And he also sends, like, these, like, screenshots or whatever and all that kind of stuff. And they get into class, and the Discord mod is sitting there. And everyone's, like, turned around looking at him with this, like, this look. With this look, right? And he's just like, what's up, guys? Watch good. Look, he doesn't know yet. So he starts bragging about his girlfriend again. And it is the most awkward, uncomfortable thing because Aiden knows that everyone else knows all the details that he knows. So they're all like, oh, really? Like, someone responds because he's like, oh, yeah, my girlfriend and I are so tight. And someone's like, oh, you guys are so tight? Someone from, like, the front of the room's like, oh, you're so tight? Then how old is she? And he's like, dude, I'm not going to reveal her private information. That's like asking for her social security number, bro, or her address. Like, I'm not going to do that. You're definitely a weirdo who's going to, like, dox her or something. And they're like, oh, really? Really? And, like, the whole class is so tense or whatever. So eventually, the friend of Aiden who made the fake account to expose the Discord mod goes, this is the plan the whole time, but goes to the front office, goes to the front desk, basically explains everything. And the administration looks it over. It needs to be kind of walked through, like, what is Discord? What is a fake account? Are you sure this wasn't him knowing that you were pulling a funny prank on him? Eventually, they're like, oh my God, this is actually kind of bad. So yeah, they went to the administration with all this information. And eventually the administration actually comes to the conclusion that, this kid is a risk to have in their school. So, yeah, eventually they ask the Discord mod to come to the front of the office, right? You can hear it on the loudspeaker. It's like, Discord mod, come to the front office or whatever. And from what Aiden has been told, because obviously he wasn't there, but from what he was told, is the Discord mod was basically told, like, hey, man, you gotta go. Today, we got stories of when the creepy kid in class showed his true colors. Some of these are pretty crazy and shocking, so definitely strap in and be prepared. Leave a like in the video to claim your free nothing, and let's get right to it. So we're going to call a subscriber submit the first story Homer. Anyways, right, so there's a weird kid in Homer's class. And if I sound upset, I just recorded the whole thing and I had to redo it because the thing broke. Anyways, there's a kid in Homer's class. And he was kind of a weird kid. He was definitely kind of a stranger kid, one could say. And he had a crush on this girl in the class. And Homer and this girl were pretty close. Homer and this girl, they'd kind of known each other. They were just kind of like platonic friends or whatever. Nothing too serious going on, right? Nothing too crazy. And anyways, right, so this creepy kid in the class has a crush on the friend of Homer, right? So anyways, we're just going to skip right to it. Yes, this kid's a little weird, but we're skipping it right to it, right? So Homer's sitting there with a friend who he knows, like his girlfriend, right? Not his girl space friend. Sad days for Homer, right? But anyways, sure enough, he's sitting there with his friend, and him and this girl are talking about whatever, right? They're talking about something. And that's when the creepy kid comes up. And he's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And we're going to call Homer's friend Kate for the rest of the story or whatever. So Homer's like, "Hello," and Kate's kind of like, "Hi there." Because Kate doesn't know this kid. Homer doesn't know this kid. They both kind of know him as kind of being a little weird, which you can be whatever you want, right? If he's a little weird, that's fine. And Homer's kind of just looking at him like, "Hi there, dude." He's like, "Hey, Kate." Okay. "Hey, Kate, I thought we should talk for a second." And Homer's looking at this kid like, "Bro, what? What is he on?" And Kate's like, "Okay, I guess." He's like, "Kate, I just wanted to let you know that you're a really important part." And one would believe that he would follow. Look, here's the thing. You're an important part. What do you think he's going to follow this up with? A, an important part of my life. Weird, because he doesn't know her, but not as bad as what he's about to say. Because he's about to say, "Kate, you're an important part of my nightly routine." What? Homer was just sitting there like, what? What is this kid on, bro? What is he talking about? What do you mean you're an important part of my nightly routine? That's really weird. And Homer starts sitting there. And Homer starts putting the pieces together. Just a little bit, piece by piece. He starts piecing them together. And Homer's starting to realize that this is about to go mad south real quick. So Kate looks at this kid and says, "Oh, thanks, dude, little buddy, little guy, small dude." I don't know. This kid also, I'm not ragging on his appearance or anything, but to rag on his appearance. He came over all hunched over in the same hoodie he wears every day, smelling like garbage, shuffling over, all like, look, gentlemen, just put on some deodorant, stand up straight, shoulders up, rotate shoulders back, and let them drop down. Life will be like 2 times easier, just with those small steps right there. Anyways, he goes on to say the weirdest thing absolutely possible. The creepy kid's like, "Yeah, Kate, whenever I go to bed and play with myself." And Bart's like, sorry, this is the name of the next guy. I'm on a Simpsons theme for the names. Homer's like, "What? What did he say?" He's like, "Yeah, whenever I go home and I play with myself, I think of you." Imagine being that deranged and sad to say that, dude. And he's like, I hope you are complimented by that." And Homer's like, "What did I just hear, dude? What did I just hear? Huh?" And Kate is just looking at him like, looking at the weird kid like, "Bro, you did not just say that." But, Homer collects himself, and he does the responsible thing to do. He gets up, he stands up right next to this guy, standing up straight, looking him in the eyes. This kid is all hunched over, and his eyes are shifting back and forth, and he just... Anyways, and Homer looks at him and says, "Hey, man, you can't be talking to anyone like that. It's not good. She's not interested in you. And she's especially not interested in you after what you said. I'm going to ask you sit back down and never come back over here again." Homer was firm with his words. He stood up for his friend, and he did what was right. And the weird kid's like, he was way too bent over and all kind of like he could not take confrontation, is what I'm trying to say. So he waddles over back to his cave or whatever, and Homer sits down, and he's like, looks over at Kate, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And Kate's like, "Yes, but let's just go on as if nothing just happened." We're going to call his subscribers to me in the next story Bart. So this story is pretty crazy because it's a weird kid in class that just randomly shows up in his home and is a massive stalker, and let's get into it. So there's a kid in Bart's class who's just kind of strange, creepy, whatever you want to call it. And this kid has been telling everyone in Bart's class that him and Bart are soulmates. Not like in a I want to kiss you type way, but in a we are meant to be best friends. It's only a matter of time before we become besties. Look, it's totally fine if you see someone and you're like, oh, they seem like a cool guy, good character, whatever, I want to be friends with them, and then you make an effort to be friends with them. No issue with that. I find that kind of respectable. You know, you're going out there, you want something, you take it. Good. However, going around being like, oh man, this guy and I, we'd be such good friends. We're basically soulmates, and tell everyone that's weird, bro. Don't do it. So yeah, it kind of got word got back to Bart that this kid was like obsessed with him in a really weird way. So he wasn't like, I don't know. It was just kind of weird how like obsessed this kid was. So he's like, okay, this kid's kind of weird, whatever. And so anyways, the story all happens. One day, Bart walks back home from school, goes into his house, goes into his kitchen, takes out a slab of bread, starts putting some peanut butter on it. He just wants a nice snack, right? He just wants a nice snack, relaxing Friday night. It's going to be good. And that's when he just kind of like feels like he glances out the window because he turns to like go grab something from his cabinet or something. And he just catches something, and when he glances over, it seems like a person is standing in his backyard. But that's ridiculous, right? Why would a person be standing in his backyard? It's clearly just a tree or something like that. So he turns back around to look at it, and it's the weird kid. The creepy kid is standing in his backyard on his phone. You know when you guys are waiting for your friends to, I don't know, get out of class to walk to lunch, or you're just waiting for your friends for something, you'll just be kind of like standing there kind of awkwardly. So you whip out your phone, you do some kind of time waster activity or something like that. That's basically what this kid was doing. But instead of standing in a normal place waiting for your friends, he was standing in the backyard of basically a complete stranger. So yeah, Bart opens the door and yells out, hey, like, hello? Question mark. And the guy's like, oh. But the creepy kid's like, oh, Bart. Hello there. Oh, how did I get here? So funny. Oh, I was saying, do you want to hang out tonight? At your house? Oh my God, we're already here. We might as well hang out. And Bart looks at the kid and is like, dude, what? He's like, sorry, man. Bart tries to really quickly think of something. He's like, I'm really busy tonight. I'm sorry. I can't hang out. And the guy's like, oh, that's okay. I could always just camp out here and we can hang out tomorrow if you're not busy then. And Bart's like, what the is this kid good? Dude, what? So Bart goes on to say, well, actually, man, so the thing is, my grandparents are coming over tonight, and they're going to be here for the whole weekend, so this is really not a good weekend for me to hang out with anyone, but I'll totally see you on Monday, man. And the kid's like, oh, well, dude, if we're going to be best friends, I might as well meet the rents and the grand rents, bro, like, Bart's just trying to figure out a way to say no to this kid. Because he's just like, I'm not trying to be here. I don't want him to be here. His grandparents were not coming over. And that's when, because Bart now has stepped outside to talk to this kid, Bart hears the sliding glass door open up, and he turns around, and his dad's behind him. And let's say Bart's last name is Stevenson. And the weird kid is like, oh, Mr. Stevenson, it's so nice to meet you. And, Mr. Stevenson's, Bart's dad, is like, oh, hey there, buddy, I don't know who you are. Oh, he didn't say that. He's like, oh, Bart, is this your friend? Bart walks up to him and whispers in his ear, Dad, this is a weird kid in my class. I don't know him. He just showed up in my backyard. I've been trying politely to say, we have, things. I told him my grandparents are coming over, so he has to go. Bart's dad's like, oh, your grandparents are not coming over. He's like, I know, that's the point. Sorry, Dad. Can you please just ask him to leave? So Mr. Stevenson is like, hey, buddy, I'm so glad that you and my son Bart are good friends. Today's just not a great day for us, and this whole weekend's going to be busy. My parents are coming over. And the weird kid's like, Bart said his grandparents were coming over. Now you say your parents are coming over. That's a little suspicious. Bart's dad has to then explain that the way that the family tree works, Bart's grandparents are his parents. Smart kid, the weird kid is, of course. So yeah, the weird kid, though, doesn't want to have any confrontation with Bart's dad. So he's like, okay, I'll see you around then. I'll see you next weekend. And he walks out and leaves. And Bart's dad's like, who's that kid? Bart's like, man, it's a long story. So we're going to call the subscriber who submits the next story Lisa. So this story is really weird. Dude, this kid, the weird kid, tries to buy her socks off of her so we can just sit there and smell them the whole time. This is a weird story. So, warning, strange alert. So anyways, there's a guy who was in Lisa's class who Lisa kind of thinks, okay, he might be into me because he's like been like staring at her for like 30 minutes at a time. But Lisa doesn't, for one, she doesn't really care. Second of all, you can't really know because here's the thing. I will find myself accidentally staring into the pits of someone's soul for like 10 minutes at a time just because I'm spacing out in their direction. And then I kind of like focus back in. I make eye contact with them. And I'm like, shoot, I did not mean to be doing that. I'm so sorry. So yeah, anyways, Lisa's sitting one day with her friends at the lunch table. And there's a couple people there. And she sees the weird kid shuffling over to their table. And Lisa's like, oh, okay, this kid's coming over here. I don't know him, so he's definitely not coming over for me. The weird kid starts heading to the side of the table because Lisa was on the end side with another friend. And she's like, oh, he must be coming for the person who's directly across from me. Because I don't know him. Why would he come talk to me? Anyways, the weird kid comes over and he's like, hey, Lisa. And Lisa's like, oh my God, what? She's like, hi, how's it going, friend? Doesn't even know his name. And he's like, hey, Lisa. I was wondering if you wanted to go on a date with me this Friday. Lisa's like, oh, this Friday's actually real tough, man. I'm sorry. It's just not, this Friday's busy. I'm sorry. I can't. And also, I'm sorry. I'm not looking to date someone right now. You seem like a nice guy. More like an r/nice guy fedora wearer, but you seem like a nice guy, I guess. I guess. So, I'm sorry. I just can't right now. He's like, I figured. Lisa, what if I gave you $20 to go on a date with me? And Lisa was kind of looking at him like, what? He's like, yes, I will give you $20 to go on a date with me. Lisa's like, I'm sorry. I got to stand by my principles here. I'm just not looking to date someone right now. And I am busy Friday. She was not, but whatever. So he's like, fine. Gets up, walks away. 1 week later, Lisa's just chilling there. And all by herself. And she sees the creepy kid lumbering towards her. And she's like, oh God, oh no. And he comes up and he's like, hey, Lisa. She's like, hello? So I was wondering if you wanted some pocket money. And Lisa's like, well, this is definitely a loaded question because, I mean, of course, but what? What's your angle here, bro? Yeah, so sure enough, the weird kid goes on and be like, so, I was thinking, like, you definitely want some pocket money if you wanted to, like, I don't know, buy yourself something nice. Go to the candy store or something like that. So, I wanted to offer a business proposition. And Lisa's just preparing herself for whatever BS nonsense is about to come out of this kid's mouth. And she's like, okay, bracing for impact for the most absurd stuff that's about to come out, right? And the kid's like, so, Lisa, I will be willing to pay you $50. Remember, $50 is not a zero sum, bro. This is a decent amount. I'll be willing to pay you $50, and I want something that you don't really need. $50 can buy you a lot of these items as well. And Lisa was like, what does he want? Like, oh my God. And in her head, she's like, if it's not too weird, $50 is $50, bro. That's all I'm trying to say. But anyways, the weird kid's like, yes, I will give you $50. Sorry. I will give you $50 if you take off your socks right now and give them to me. I will not be giving them back, by the way. And Lisa's just looking at him like, huh? What? She's like, for a second, she's like, all right, well, I definitely don't like, I like 50 socks. Like, these are used socks, bro. Why could he possibly want them? I mean, I buy them like $4 for a pack of 8, bro. Like, these are worth like nothing to me. $50. Lisa was genuinely like considering it for a second. And then she realized, okay, why does he want these? It's not like he doesn't have a pair of socks on. And then she's like thinking about it. She's like, oh, no. So she's like, hey, I'm sorry. I can't do that. And he's like, what, Lisa? I just want your socks for $50. I think that's a pretty good offer. And she's just like, nah. I'm good. I'm really good, man. I'm chilling. She's like, no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go now. It's nice meeting you. And yeah, from that point on, Lisa had never talked to this kid ever again. Don't do this, guys. All right, we're going to call the subscribers from the next story, Millhouse. So there is a creepy kid in his class who enjoys using his nose for evil purposes. That is very vague and ominous, but anyways. By the way, comment creepy down below. That'll be the secret word of the day. Real quick, let's get back into it. So sure enough, Millhouse is sitting in class, and there's a bunch of girls in his class or whatever. It's a class. Like, what do you expect? And there's a kid who is very weird, and he sits in the back of the class, and he kind of sits like all squatted up in his chair, and he's like looking around and whatever, right? And one day, I don't even know how to tell this story. It's so freaking weird, but that's the point of this channel. Weird, new, interesting stories for you guys. I keep you entertained. I lose brain cells. You're welcome, by the way. You're welcome. Leave a like in the video to prove that you actually are grateful for the massive sacrifice I make every day by destroying my brain reading these stories to you. Anyways, I'm just saying it. Millhouse was sitting next to this girl. And this girl looks down because she hears something scuttling towards her. Thinks it's some, like, rodent on the floor or something. Millhouse looks down, too, because he hears the noise of something approaching them. This weird kid is on the floor, and he crawls over to this girl's shoe. He goes up to it and goes... Dude takes a massive sniff of her foot. Ugh. Why are you guys like this? Stop sending me stuff like this. God. Anyways, so Millhouse is frozen there. The girl is frozen there. And they watch as the guy scuttles over to the back of the class. This kid is weird. Shocker! News to Connor. Like, the sun goes up every morning. Wow, I know. I'm saying really revelational things right now. I'm saying stuff that you guys can't comprehend. I understand. Anyways, though, this kid, for the rest of the class, is just scuttling around on the floor, and the teacher somehow does not notice this for the longest time, going over to... He doesn't even just choose girls, bro. He starts sniffing guys' feet, too. I think he just enjoys the smell. He enjoys universally the smell. He goes out and he's like... Which, like, look, you can like whatever you like, bro. I'm not coming for you. But God help you if you do this. Get a Bible. Sacrifice yourself to something greater. If this is what you're doing with your life. God. Anyways, eventually the teacher catches wind of this. Catches him in the act. He catches him mid-sniff. Mid-inhale. And he's like, Jeremy! Say this kid's name is Jeremy. Jeremy! What are you doing, boy? What are you doing? And he's like, what? And he looks up. And teacher's like, Jeremy, I don't know what you're doing, but you can't be doing that. Get up. Get out of the class. Think about what you did. So yeah, Jeremy gets kicked out of the class. And after the class, a bunch of guys and girls go up to the teacher, explain that Jeremy, the weird kid, was just... scuttling around the class on all fours, taking big whiffs of people's feet. Like, what? Bro. Anyways, yeah. So Jeremy was allowed back in class, but he was told if he leaves his chair for 1 second, unless he has to go to the bathroom and he needs to make it explicitly clear, if he leaves his chair and he's sitting like in the very far back away from other people, if he leaves his chair once, he's getting suspended for a week. Like, just very harsh. And yeah, believe it or not, Jeremy did not have the best rep for the rest of class. Click on the video on screen right now. I know you'll enjoy it. Just